Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast, a show that happens twice a week, where 2 to 3 old guys talk about old games. Well, 2 guys talk about it, and 1 guy listens and asks questions.
That's how we like to do it.
Yeah.
1 guy giggles. Why are you giggling?
I don't know. I think it's funny every time.
Which
I can't
part?
help it.
All of
the
it?
intro, and I think it's that just hello internet. I don't know why. It just really gets me. It really gets me.
So we have a special guest host today. He happened to be coming through town one day only.
One day only.
And we had to record, but we also want to see him, so it's like, we don't care that you didn't play the game or even know what it is. Just come on the show.
He's also graciously offered to edit this show before it needs to go up in 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's toss it up. Ready to go.
And you're going to set up our paywall?
Yeah, the paywall's set up. Everything is funneled to a secret offshore Swiss bank account.
It looks like the Walter White, donate,
That was Walt Jr. That's so sad. I thought when you said the Walter White thing, I thought you meant like the storage locker with that somehow I'm keeping all of TADPOG's
I thought you meant
profits.
the meth that we're making. The TADPOG brand blue meth. No, of course, of wolf fighting fame, Jacob York.
Hey guys.
Hey,
Internet.
Jacob.
Hey.
I'm sorry you didn't win the Battle Royale.
You know, it's a tender topic with me.
If you weren't so busy fighting those wolves,
Well,
you might have had a chance.
that was honestly kind of a dick move to release all those wolves before the battle royal.
They're hunting
The
you
battle
now. You
royal?
call the wolves out, so they're just constantly
Wolves
coming
are
out.
like,
Okay,
Oh,
all right.
all right.
But Blake Woods of Blackthorn fame won that. You can't sit here and deny that he wouldn't unleash wolves on you at the beginning.
That would be a thing that he would do. That would be that would absolutely be a thing that he would do.
It's like
That's
he
true.
knows who he has to neutralize first.
So
he
it
sends
all
the wolves
makes
after
sense.
Jacob.
But
He
if-
calls Miller's wife and tells her he's going to commit a death match. So she pulls him out immediately. Doesn't have to worry about Miller either.
But if we're in if it was a Coliseum setup, I don't know. I think I'd hold my own.
He's kind of like
Blake and I have wrestled. We have wrestled.
That's true.
So,
But that was on equal. You were on equal footing. It's
true.
What I'm saying is Blake Woods of Blackthorn fame is like, if we were the Justice League, he's like the Batman because he knows how to defeat all of us. He's figured it out. He's just holding on to it.
that's the more important question, I think, is who in the Justice League is our Tadpog comparison.
I like that.
Oh, shit.
You've already said that I'm Green Martian Man.
Yeah,
Martian
Martian
Manhunter.
Manhunter.
Green Martian Man. you already said
DC Comics.
that I am a
Green Martian Man.
Can you tell me about basketball, by the way? Alan of Retail Hell in the Top 10 podcast, he just recently asked if I would be on a top 10 comic
Yeah.
show of his, and I really am honored to do it, but I don't think that I need to be the guy to do that, clearly. Who's your favorite DC character? Green Martian?
Green Martian Man
Green Martian?
is no question my favorite one. Right behind Green Light Guy.
The one who's
Green
the
Light
one,
Guy's great.
Who's the one that was Deadpool and then he rolled around on the ground for 2 hours during all the fight scenes? Green Light Guy. It was him, right?
And the amazing thing about Green Martian Man is you couldn't make up that name to be any more wrong and right at the same time. You couldn't write that shit. Green Martian
Green
Man
Martian Man. I mean,
is about as
it's like what my dad would call him.
exactly.
I just crossed the threshold into old man. Everyone listening just got to witness that happen.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's an interesting question. I think that I don't know. I don't know who Tyrone is.
Aquaman with a beard.
I can say it. Aquaman's also a ginger.
Yeah. I thought he was blonde.
Well, yeah, but blondes with beards might as well be gingers.
Oh, you do have a point. That is a good point. You win again through logic.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Solomon Grundy. We'll just go the other way.
Well, I don't know. If we went the other way, I would almost make you Brainiac.
Okay.
If you're a bad guy.
That's complimentary.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Brainiac and Dave would be Lex Luthor.
Yeah, you think so?
You guys would team together to kill Superman, but
We could do that.
But
we could do that, I think.
your differences would end up bringing you down from within.
No, because actually I think what would happen is once we defeat Superman, Goku would show up and
That's it.
destroy us both.
That's it. Sean McElwain. That's end of
That
story.
is an interesting video where they like try to mathematically break down Goku versus Superman. I watched like a half an hour video about it.
I think that's mentioned in the Superman Returns episode of TADPOG.
Oh, man.
If anyone out there wants to dig deep and go back
the
and listen to
archives.
that, please do.
That argument itself bothers me though, because
Man, we got to get to this intro, dog.
All right, I'm sorry.
we have got to get through this.
I'm sorry. I'm just hanging out.
No, I love it.
Right.
I love it. But we are gonna have some. We're gonna have some mad. We're gonna have some mad people if we don't talk about Metal Warriors. I think.
Okay, well, I'm your bearded host, Tyler. And I'll get this story out real quick. I once gave myself a horrible hickey. And I did this on the way to the Florida, on the way to the Florida.
To the Florida to see the green Martian man.
The same Florida trip where I shit my pants really hard.
Wow.
On the way down there, my parents had one of those visors you put on your window to like block sun from a baby. And like it has like suction cups that you pull it down and suck it on the window.
Okay.
And I pulled one of those
Like the
off.
screen things.
Yeah,
Okay.
like a screen. I pull one of the suction cups off, and just the suction cup looks like the top of a martini glass, like a stemless martini glass. So then I get it in my head. I'm bored on this like 16-hour drive, so that it's a wine glass, and I'm going to be fancy. But I don't have, the only liquid I have is spit. So I spit into the glass and pretend it's wine and drank my own spit.
How old were you again?
This was last week.
You're probably about to say an embarrassingly old age.
I was in elementary school.
Oh, okay.
That's a wide range. That goes from kindergarten to 5th grade. Are we closer to the K or the 5?
I would put it right in the middle.
Okay.
I'm gonna say third.
In
grade.
Marshall County, you actually go to elementary school from K through like 11th grade.
You did it.
And so I would spit back in and like lean back like I'm fancy. I did this for like a few hours. Like I was at my own pretend wine party. But see what I would do, like
What a party.
I felt like I would spit and then set the glass back out, but it was moist. So I remember I stuck it directly onto my forehead. And then I left it there and I pulled it off.
That's not how you drink wine. Tyler, I don't.
After a 2-hour wine party, it might be.
Were all of your party
Mazel tov.
were all of your party guests looking at you odd?
Oh, Tyler's really gone.
Oh.
Look, so I would spit back in and drink a little more spit wine, suck it back onto my head, and then just like pull it on and off, on and off, on and off. My parents not seeing this because they're in the front seat. So I do this
That's a whole nother world.
I do this for hours and hours all the way to Florida. So when they get home and get me out of the car, my mom is just like, what did you do? Because I have this huge red and purple hickey right in the middle of my forehead. It's like, I just suction cup wine. It's fine.
Then you got in trouble for drinking devil juice.
Yeah. Well, I didn't tell them I was having a pretend wine party. Then I would have really gotten in trouble.
What's up, Internet? I'm Dave. I'm your bespectacled host. What do you get?
You're talking sweet to the internet.
Come on, Internet. Come on, this TADPOG thing might not work out for me, so I need the Internet to rally.
Yeah. What's up, internet?
What's up, Internet? I'm gonna spin a slow jam for you. Oh, shit's about to get
The background
real
of the
smooth.
entire episode is like like Luther Vandross the entire time. Let's talk about Metal Warriors.
Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Why not? I've got a suction cup story of sorts, and we got onto this because Miller at gaming the other night was
Of Populous fame.
of Populous fame, of
Pilot Wings fame.
Pilot Wings fame.
of
I guess that's what he's
last
called.
episode Stinger fame.
Yeah. BC and Family Circus fame.
Family Circus fan Sean Miller writes.
So the whole time he's got this red plastic cup, and he's playing this dangerous game that I know very well. Well, first thing you do is you put the cup over your mouth and you blow, you make noise, and it reverberates, and if it sounds and feels really good in your ears.
It's a fun thing for 30-year-olds to do.
Great. Hey, look, if you're on a budget, can I recommend you root around a trash can and find a cup? So it reminded me of when I was telling him, I was warning him, Miller, please be very careful, because the next thing you'll want to do is you'll want to put it on your mouth, in between, right under your nose, and then your chin, and you're gonna want to suck on it. You're just natural. You're just gonna, and then because I know that firsthand, Tyler, I didn't have a wine party. I just had a really fucking dumb. I made a really dumb decision one night, and put a cup over my mouth and over my chin, and I remember I was playing A Boy and Its Blob on NES, and I was like, not taking this cup off. I had it suctioned on, right? I'm like, I'm not taking this cup off until I beat the game. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, I gave out before I beat the game, because I've never beaten that game, unfortunately.
He still has the cup on his face.
I've just got a hole out so I can record this show with Tyler.
Dave just has to sound like Bane.
So I took the cup off because I've given up, crushed, defeated, and I had the biggest just mouth chin hickey on my mouth, and I had to go to school the next morning, middle school. Middle school. We're not talking about grade 5. We're talking about like grade 7. I had to go to this awful Pennsylvania middle school where everyone was just so fucking mean to begin with. I would have, if I had a gun, that would have been so much. That would have been the better way to go than to go to school the next day.
Suicide. Okay, good.
Killing yourself. Yes.
No.
Yeah. Yes. No one is advocating suicide, but that is the preferable decision.
Oh man.
Did you both think that's what I was going with?
Yeah.
How fucking dark do you think I am? How fucking disturbed do you think that I am?
You're talking about how mean they were. So it's like, if I had a gun and one fucking jock had said
You
something
make fun
to
of my
me.
mouth, come Mickey.
No, I was simply making the the observation that suicide would have been preferable. Going to school.
Oh my God.
I don't advocate murder, but I do advocate suicide.
I don't advocate murder, but I advocate getting even.
Keep the gun out of Dave's mouth.
I mean, that's something that Green Martian Man would do, right?
I don't know. Green Martian Man would probably find a different way to resolve it. He's a superhero. We can't be held to those standards.
Do you have a hickey story, Jacob?
No, not one that I can think of. I know that, but I did have a girlfriend once that was a big fan of scratching.
Oh man, I like where this is going. Sounds hot.
Well, no, it's not particularly hot, but it's just that, and it's, not a very interesting story, but that I came in.
How many classmates did she gun down?
No, that was a funny point to stop. I'm just saying I came in and then you cut him off.
But I came into into the dressing room. This is when I was doing a show, and I came in and took off my shirt, and one of my castmates was like, "Jesus, man, what happened to you?" And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he was like, "You look like Jesus before Pilate."
A testament to Jacob's lovemaking skills.
So yeah. So I don't know.
So I thought you were going to reference secret boob hickeys. Like where you give your girlfriend a hickey on her boob. So no one else can see. It's the private boob hickey.
I thought you were going with the spear of Longinus joke there.
I did secret boob hickeys until someone told me they cause cancer, and then I stopped. I swear. I bought it. Whoever it was, I bought it. So
I didn't know. You both know about this? I didn't know about this. That's a thing? Secret boob hickeys?
Yeah, I gave secret boob hickeys.
Oh, I gave secret boob hickeys.
Yeah?
Oh, internet.
Tadpog Nation, if you've given secret boob hickeys.
Right on the Facebook
Or
wall.
if you've received one.
Yep.
Chandra.
That just looks like you're just trying to make a third nipple?
No, it's just, you just suck on a titty, Dad.
Yeah. You just what on the side?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing on the side?
Why not?
You can just sign it.
That's
It's fine.
weird.
The whole boob is yours to do with as you please.
That's not the special area.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean. Like America's the special area of the world, but
that's like telling
there's still people in Antarctica.
That's like telling the boob that you don't really give a shit about it. It's like, I like you enough to kiss the side of your boob.
That's telling the boob you give a shit about all of it. You pay attention to the nipple too. It's not like I'm only paying attention to the side of the boob. Fuck the nipple. But
Metal Warrior.
How far are we in? If you've made it this far.
Yeah.
it's a good intro.
It's a
good
classic intro.
Today, we're going to be discussing,
Briefly.
IGN's 33rd ranked game, Metal Warriors.
But we're really going to talk about which robots would beat up other robots in deathmatch situations.
So before we get into it too much, do you hear those frogs?
I do. They're fucking.
Yep. And you know what happens when frogs fuck in your pool?
No.
You read from Wikipedia.
I don't feel like that's what we do on the show.
Okay.
I feel like maybe if it's a train that's being driven by fucking frogs.
What about like a robot train?
There you go.
Like Blaine the train.
Nice.
There's a pain.
Gotta put that in the show notes so everybody doesn't get that.
You ready for a short one?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Metal Warriors is a 1995 action platform video game developed by LucasArts and published by Konami for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. The game was released exclusively in North America in April of 1995. All right, let's talk about it. Thanks, Wikipedia.
Wow.
Now, they got a little section on
more.
gameplay, but then they go into excruciating detail on each of the mechs. It's kind of funny because it's like, that's all they tell you about the game, but then there's like a full paragraph for all the mechs. The plot is like, look
There's
at
a little thing at the bottom for plot.
Yeah, there's like 2 sentences of plot. You want me to get the plot?
Well, the plot is the plot for every space game on the Super Nintendo.
What is that? What's plot is that? I don't really pay attention
Where
to space
aliens are attacking Earth. Earth is barely holding on, and it's up to a small troop of elite pilots of some sort to save Earth.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
sounds like-
that's pretty much it. But I was confused
But
because
that's also the plot of Pacific Rim too. So it's basically
Pacific Rim and R-Type and Super Turrican. So,
But any sort of like action game, really. I mean,
why is the Earth
Contra.
always barely holding on? Can it be like a good war? Like it's a good
war.
It's like a good, solid, fair
like
war.
the war.
It's not a barn
Earth is
burner
totally
war.
fine. Earth's holding its own.
Yeah.
Fuck you, aliens. Earth's doing okay. USA.
Earth's like an 8th seed, but it's doing okay.
I thought it was weird because in the plot it does say that the United Earth Federation is fighting, and then they just name a dude. So it's like he's not on a planet. He's just a dude, and he's
fighting Christopher.
he's also not an alien, which is really weird because like the guys you're fighting in the
Fucked up,
game,
man. That's a turncoat thing to do for Earth.
they're humans. So is there another Earth?
I
or-
get as the dark axis is all you get.
Yeah.
And then there are other mechs and other people that you're fighting.
You would think
like they're alien humans.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
So yeah, it's
Alternate timeline, maybe.
and
Than's for explaining that to me.
You're
And
welcome. You feel enlightened.
Okay.
and it built it up in such a way that like the only hope humanity has of surviving is these elite pilots piloting these mechs called
These assault suits.
Metal Warriors.
Oh, okay.
Like it's like the same kid who wrote Axe Cop named these guys Metal Warriors.
Yeah.
Like I guess Gundam was taken, so Metal Warriors.
That's what it feels like. It feels like when you say Gundam. It feels like
a Gundam game,
yeah, it does.
but just a non-licensed Gundam game.
Yeah, pretty much. But like playing it, I was like, oh, this is surprisingly not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But I think I want to watch a big robot anime now instead. Like that's kind of how I felt.
Let's watch Big O instead. That's fine.
Yeah.
Turn off Metal Warriors. It made me miss Xenogears playing through it.
I never finished it.
I thoroughly enjoyed Xenogears, although at certain points it was a bit taxing, but I really enjoyed the game. I'm hoping in 2 years we'll do it for another Ship Monday.
Okay. I'll commit to that. Even if we stop the show before then, we'll reconvene.
Okay.
Special episode behind the paywall.
Yeah, thank you. Man, you're all about the paywall. I love it when you're here.
You know, I just
You want to get us paid.
I'm looking out for you guys. I want to get you guys paid so that we can, get some more money for the writing projects, and I'm on it.
I love it. Thank you.
Because this game does have anime cutscenes.
Yeah, they look good.
Oh wow.
I thought they looked well, except for the mouth of the pilot, because you see, it looks like, have you seen the Japanese robot mouth that's supposed to mimic the human mouth?
No, is this a sex thing?
It will be eventually,
Right.
but it was like
Is this like the fleshlight? It has a weird mouth on it.
It looks like that because it's only like for someone from like the bottom of the nose down to the chin, and it just goes. Rah, 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 rah. But the way it moves looks like this anime guy talking. I'll put it in the show notes. You'll see what I'm talking
Like the
about.
Conan thing where they take a face and then they just superimpose a mouth on it.
Just imagine a fleshlight talking. That's about what it looks like.
Did we play the same game? I don't
Like
remember
just in
that.
the opening cutscene where the guy's in the mech.
And he's flipping all the switches?
Yeah, and the way he talks, his mouth looks like that. It looks like that.
Did you
to
take
me.
some lore tabs?
I've taken a few.
I don't know. I haven't seen this game, so I can't really comment.
Well, just listen to what we're saying.
I know, but I'm trying to.
Just imagine a fleshlight. We're painting a picture for you, Jacob.
Yeah,
all right. Imagine a man
I'm essentially a listener.
inside a robot.
Okay.
Well, this is just going to illustrate how much we fail our listeners.
Okay.
And this man inside the robot has a fleshlight for a mouth.
Okay.
And he's flipping switches, and the fleshlight is opening and closing
Okay.
while words appear on the screen.
My only problem is how are we going to keep this table down after I knock it askance with my erection?
Wow, askance. Wow. We are a fancy show. Call Grammar Girl.
I gotta put her in the show notes. You gotta tweet her. Somebody tweet the Grammar Girl.
Please don't.
Please don't.
Respond to
God,
Please
don't say the word
don't.
Mike. Don't.
Don't do
This
that.
sounds like a joke when I'm saying don't do it, but please don't do
Oh
it.
shit.
Oh, I don't want to bother her.
All right, she's respectable. I'm pretty sure I said fuck already. I don't want her to hear that. Oh God, and she thinks that I wanted to shoot my classmates. Please don't do that. She'll stop right there and won't hear the explanation.
We enjoy being in the podcasting ghetto.
So you start the game in the Nitro Gundam because that is a perfect way to put it. This is an unlicensed Gundam game. There's no doubt about it.
But they did get the American Gladiators license. That's why you're
To name it
Nitro Max.
Yeah, because that is your basic. You start every level in the Nitro Mech,
Mm-hmm.
which is. I'm trying to think of another. It doesn't look very good. It's just big, bulky, and orange.
Looks like a big human.
Yeah.
It looks like a big human.
Like a mango sentinel.
Like a mango sentinel. Looking like a New York Knicks.
Fuck the Knicks.
But I feel like the controls in this game are a little hard to figure out at first, and they change every time you enter a different mech. So you're constantly trying to get used to like how many mechs are there? 1, 2, 3,
There's like
4,
8 or
5,
something like
6.
that, right?
6 mechs. So 6 different control schemes you have to learn. So yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean,
That sounds awful.
they're different, but they're also similar because it's like the D-pad just does what a fucking D-pad does. You
Yeah.
press right and you go right.
that's true.
And then like Y and X are always weapons. It's like an A or B is always jump or fly. Y, X, and A are weapons. They're different.
But
they
they're
are
just
different in
weapons.
every mech.
Okay.
So
they're-
it does take a little while to like figure out. Oh, this mech flies.
Okay.
This mech jumps.
This is slightly off topic.
Please.
Did either of y'all ever play? I don't think you did, Tyrone, but
No.
did either of y'all ever play you might already know what I'm talking about, the game with the huge controller. It's Steel Battalion, I guess.
No, I would have loved
okay.
to have played Steel
Yeah,
Battalion.
no.
I
Yeah.
played a lot of Mech Warrior 2 on the PC, though.
Yeah.
Man, this game made me miss Mech Warrior 2.
Yeah?
Yes.
Because that's the thing that I have always thought is so interesting about mech games is sort of the difference between what is it like to control the avatar of a human, and is that different from controlling the avatar of a robot? And I think, I don't know, no, this just sort of sounds like it's same old, but then again, I guess that's the limitations of the Super Nintendo controller,
I think it's important to say that this game is a side scroller.
Okay.
So you are not inside a mech.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times, the reason I bring that up is when you talk about a mech game,
You envision
are
like
usually
a
like
point of view.
There's a view. Yeah. There's like a screen that you're looking out from first person,
Yeah.
and you're controlling the mech from inside. This is all 2D side scrolling. It's like Contra kind of in a mech.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember just looking at the box art, and it reminded me of like this is the same time. It feels like I could be wrong. The same time that like Kabuki Warriors came out. Like it seemed like there was a.
Fuck. I had totally forgot.
Right?
I had a few of those.
It feels like there was a rash of these side-scrolling games, and I would see pictures of them in Nintendo Power or whatever. So. I think I knew it was a side scroller, but that is sort of the thing that you always envision, because why make a mech game if you're not going to make it specifically sort of a mech game? Why make a mech game if you're just going to make like a side scrolling shooter?
So that's one of my issues with. I mean, I'm gonna talk like I think it's awful. I don't think it's awful. I think it's an average game, but there are a few confusing things about it. Like there's no like indication of your mech will, after you get pretty close to dying, then it shows signs of damage. But you can take roughly 10 hits and like maybe about like 7 or 8, then you might start to show some wear. But there's no toolbar, there's no map, it's just your mech on the screen. And the same problem I have with any futuristic game, all the backgrounds look really similar. It's all just shades of gray and metal.
I really like that there was no health bar, because like you're in the mech and it starts out, your mech is red. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what mech you're in. It's always going to be red. Mm-hmm. And you can find other mechs, and it's like Proto Titanfall. You hit select and your guy gets out of the mech and can jetpack over to the other mech and get inside if you hit select again.
That is the redeeming element of the game.
I like that. And it's like when you're outside of the mech, you are super vulnerable. Other humans can shoot at you, and you'll see numbers come out of you. And once those numbers reach 0, you're dead. Mm-hmm. But like if you do it around another mech and it blasts you, you're obliterated. Mm-hmm. You're gone. But what I liked is when you get all mechs you're in are red. And you said there's no health bar. You're 100% right. But the mech drains color. It will get, as you're hit, the more damage you take, it will go from red to gray. And then when it gets gray,
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
So it shows how little attention to color that I pay. Because I didn't even notice they were red. I was gonna say I think they're orange.
Yeah, they're red, and then the color, like the saturation, just gets to the point where they're gray. And then once they're gray, then you start sparking, and like your weapons will start malfunctioning. Like all of a sudden, Y doesn't work, or X doesn't work. So like randomly, one of your weapons will go offline. And then
clever.
The more damage you take from that point, it just more of your systems start shutting down to the point where nothing works. Only like jump will always work, but if you're just jumping around, you're dead. You're dead.
Yeah.
Unless you get to a health pack, because there are plentiful power-ups in the game. The health pack is super redeeming because it will recharge you immediately. And they're like, I did not like this part of the game. There are stations that just generate power-ups. So if you're patient and you're damaged, I did this because this game is difficult.
It is pretty difficult.
I had been to the point where I was just completely damaged, and I sat there in front of one of these power-up generators, picking up the power-ups until it just generated a health power-up. And then I picked it up, got to full, and then finished the level.
Yeah.
Just kind of weird.
I mean, they wouldn't put it in there like that if that wasn't, the sort of the way that you were supposed to use it.
I guess
I think it was. I just don't think it's not
Elegant.
not fun. Yeah, it's a kind of a bludgeon.
Yeah.
Because it's just kind of like, farm this. Sit here and wait a couple minutes until what you need comes out. Yeah. It's kind of like in Mega Man when you're farming those energy tanks.
Right before there's the fence that will raise up to go to the boss, that last screen where you're just trying to get up to hell.
That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Kind of a complaint.
Let's see. Because you're in every level, I think there are 9 levels, and you basically get a mission from HQ that you have to do. And the objectives vary pretty dramatically. So it's not like you're just going left to right, kill everything, get to the end.
Usually it's like a rescue mission, or one of my favorites is the defense mission, where you're in a mech on the ship and you have to defend the ship from being destroyed. Mm-hmm. So all the enemies are coming to you.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that a lot.
That's interesting.
Because I liked it because it goes back to what you were saying, Tyler. I didn't like the level design. Because it was difficult. It's difficult to navigate, and it's difficult to see where you're trying to go. You do get a map if you hit start, but I never did it because I didn't want to pause. I didn't want to stop the action.
Yeah, it's pretty relentless.
Yeah.
So it's definitely breaking the same kind of complaint I have about Fallout is you just hit that pause button at any time to inject stim packs, and no matter what mode of Fallout that you're playing. So it turns what should be a smooth, otherwise seamless gameplay into like herky jerky.
Yeah.
So this was similar.
Unnecessary pauses, I think.
Yeah.
So that's what I liked about this defense mission was that you weren't navigating through a labyrinth of gray and brown. You were on a ship. There were enemy mechs coming in trying to destroy the bridge, and it was your job to repel them. So that was cool. The missions are varied, and I think that's great.
And the mechs are pretty varied. You'll see, because you start, Nitro is your basic. It can do a little bit of everything. Nothing great, but nothing bad. It can still fly. It can jump. Let's see. Then from that, you have Havoc is the next one. Havoc, it's Nitro. Take away the flight mechanic.
Cyclops' brother?
Yes.
Okay. See, Marvel. Marvel's where it's at.
Agreed.
But then Nitro can slide very well. Just it can't fly. It has more agility, really.
He can jump really high up.
Yeah.
But yeah, he can't fly or hover.
There's Prometheus, which is basically the tank.
Yes.
Prometheus deals ludicrous amounts of damage, has tons of shields and
a fucking flamethrower.
Mm-hmm. Because you have a melee weapon too. Like the Nitro basically has a lightsaber.
Yes, and it's okay to say that because it's a LucasArts game.
Yeah,
it is a lightsaber, not a laser sword.
So there's the spider.
Yeah,
the spider being
a big spider.
Your agility, basically
a big metal spider.
You can jump, walk up the walls, and things like that.
And cloak.
Yeah, so you can stealth mode. I read tactics wise, the gravity power up was really good to use with the spider because then you could just get on the ceiling, cloak, and get through the level like that, or surprise and make enemies scatter with that mechanic.
Because the gravity power up essentially just when you trigger it, just reverses gravity for you. So if you're going down like a vertical shaft, once you're at the bottom, you can hit that gravity power up and go all the way back up to the top.
Let's see, there's the ball.
Yeah. Sonic the Hedgehog, essentially.
Yeah. Then the last and quote unquote best would be the Dratch.
Why'd you say quote unquote?
Well, because it's unlimited flying, but it has the lowest defense and lowest offense. It's a very, if you learn how to pilot it, then you're basically invincible. But
explain what it is.
Like almost like a fan, like a twirling fan, the way you move up and pilot.
It's kind of like a helicopter blade.
Yeah, okay.
Like like
a fan, but let's see.
Like the whole thing is like a helicopter blade. There's not a helicopter part to it. It's just the blade part. Mm-hmm. I only got to mission 5 in the single player mode. Did you try head to head?
No, I did not.
I tried head to head. And that thing, did you call it what, the Dretch? Dratch. The Dratch is like crazy overpowered. It is crazy overpowered because it has a move. Like you said, it flies. Like it doesn't hover, it doesn't jump. It flies like a helicopter. And it has this move where you go directly down. It turns all of its blades downward and just dives. that will destroy a mech at full health just like that. It's like a one-hit kill. If you land on someone doing that, Death from Above, Mech Warrior reference, it will straight up destroy them. It's cool. It's my favorite.
Wow.
It's my favorite. That and Prometheus, the tank.
Yeah, the Prometheus ship. That's I enjoy defense in all games. Prometheus is my mech. Power ups. You've got basically your strength. Your shot can get stronger. It always looks like a gray suitcase with a letter or a number on it.
Yeah.
And you just go and pick it up.
I had a complaint about the power ups in that I never could tell what power up I was picking up because they all look the same. Because they're all these, like you said, they're these gray boxes, and it's like I don't know. I'll wait until it's in my inventory and then use the RL trigger to figure out what it is.
But what was it earlier you'd mentioned? You thought it was interesting that Dave liked the defensive level.
Yeah, just because I think that those are sort of the bastard children of level design in the same way that like you hate an escort mission. Yeah, exactly. You hate a mission where it's like, oh, you have to withstand this. I don't know, but maybe that's just my predilection. Like, a horde mode style stuff was never a thing that I dug, but maybe it's because, I want to feel like I'm moving forward.
Yeah.
And maybe that's part of, like, for instance, I don't know, there's a mission in a certain game where you are on an airship and you have to defend the airship, and there are people that keep coming onto the airship. So it's, I don't know, maybe that, like, was able to give me enough of the illusion of moving that I was like, oh, well, okay, I am actually advancing, as opposed to just sitting here while people keep coming up, you know what I mean?
I think it worked in this game because I know this, like the plot of this game is ridiculous and it's trite and it's been done, like you said, over and over in any game that takes place in space.
Yep.
But the cutscenes in between the missions are really good. I think they're animated well for a Super Nintendo game, and I think they actually do some character development, which sounds ridiculous, but you're playing, your name is Stone. I can't remember what your first name is. You start out as a lieutenant.
You're a bastard child in Westeros.
Yes. Yeah, the Stones, the Snows. What are the other ones?
Sand.
Thank you. You get promoted.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like you did a fantastic job in the last 3 missions. You're captain now. And it's the dialogue is translated well. Like there's no disconnect there. I know. It's like this might be like one of the first games where there's like people are talking and it makes sense. So I don't know. I'm not going to say that I felt super connected to Stone, but it was enough where it was like, okay, I need to defend this ship.
Yeah.
It was like it became one of those things.
I want to succeed, not because the game is telling me to succeed.
Because I want these people on this ship to live.
Yeah.
So like it worked for me on that level, which I think is really rare for a Super Nintendo game. It's unless it's
One
an
like
RPG.
that's not an RPG.
Yes. Yeah. It's difficult for that connection to be made.
I have a question that I will ask you guys at the end. It's not the time to ask you now, though, but I just wanted to say that out loud so that you guys could help me remember it. And I wanted to point out the time so that you could easily edit it.
Okay.
We'll keep it in.
Let's see, because the power-ups, you get the 1 through 4 is just how strong your shot is. 4 can destroy barriers, which is a common tactic. They'll just lower a barrier you have to blow up. The bounce shot bounces off walls and floors. Yeah. I guess it has some secret detection that can tell the difference between metal on the floor and metal on a mech.
Future technology.
The seeker shot, the bullets fly after the enemy. Missiles.
That makes sense, though. I imagine that the metal on a mech is probably totally different because you need to move. That's it.
I'm sorry I just stared at you. I was just like, I don't know. I don't know.
Lighter metal, it's future. They've probably developed a different kind of metal.
Tony, tell us how this would work.
Wow.
Let us know.
You're throwing down the gauntlet on Tony.
Use your chemistry and tell us.
Explain to us.
He's like, well,
metal.
I built a mech. So
he shows up at TADPOG Annex.
Hey, assholes.
So the gravity switch that we mentioned, the speed boost just makes your shooting and your melee go faster. Grenades, and then bombs, which bombs are only in multiplayer. So you've got a fair amount of mechs and different power-ups, enough to vary through 9 levels, keep things pretty interesting.
Can I tell you one of the best things about bombs?
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the most fun things you can do in this game with a bomb is play the spider mech, which I'm sure you're asking, does it shoot webs? It does. It does shoot webs, and it will stop another mech. So one of the most fun things to do is pick up the bomb power-up, find the other mech, web it, and then drop 3 bombs on it, and then just walk away. Or just cloak. Just cloak right in front of them, and then they'll blow up.
Now what, asshole? So did either of y'all finish this game?
I did not.
How long do you think it is? I mean, it seems like,
Because it's challenging. So it would take, and if you die, you start off at the very beginning again.
Of the mission.
Yeah.
Of the mission.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And that can be a pain in the ass because some of the missions get longer as you go. And you get a limited number of continues. I think it's 5. And every time you die, you have to use a continue. So it's not like you've got an X number of lives.
You have 5 lives.
Exactly. And then once those are up, then you have to start all over from the beginning. There's no password save or anything like that.
Ooh,
So
okay.
it's hardcore. It would take a lot of time to get that good enough and know the levels and how to maneuver through them.
So it didn't tell you how many missions there were? It wasn't like, complete these 13 missions.
No,
No,
but
I
I'm sure we know
there
there's
are 9.
9 because of
Oh,
game
there are.
facts.
Yep.
Yeah.
It had a good game facts. 2 solid entries into game facts. So
I did not read the good one, I don't think. Because the one I read was like super short. It was like, and hard to follow. Because I read the one and it was like, go down the tunnel, don't go down the left one, go down the right one. And now go, and it's like, I was just like, I couldn't follow it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to play this game, I think. But I didn't check the other one out.
one was like 16K and the other was like 67K.
I'm pretty sure it was the 16K one. I was like, this will download a lot faster. Click.
But overall, I think it's average. An average game, average experience. There were good things, there were bad things.
I'm glad it's the number 33 game on the list.
33 is high for this. I mean,
Why do you think it's so high?
Listen, there's no way that this game is better than NBA Jam.
I think it is.
No,
Ooh.
there's
I
no
do.
way.
I think it is. I really do. I know everyone at the table here is looking at me like, you're just saying that to be an asshole.
You're just
I don't
trying
think
to.
you're saying that to
You're
be
trying to
an
hurt my
asshole.
heart.
No, I do think you're trying to hurt Jacob.
I don't think you're trying to be an asshole, but you are trying to hurt
I'm
Jacob's
constantly trying to hurt Jacob. But that's fine because you've got plenty of wolves to fight. Meanwhile, Blake's going to do his thing. and
I'm not
become-
here a lot. so.
Blake has already planted Dave to start demoralizing you for this fight.
I'm on the take.
So it gives
is how it
that's like, he's
begins.
like, say I would win. Do we get Jacob on the defensive
All right,
and
okay,
then
I
just
like that.
humiliate him slowly? Get him on the show
All right.
like a game he hasn't played.
Yeah,
Just get
yeah.
him.
What are we gonna do when you win, Blake? What are we gonna do? We get the 1 million followers then?
We'll run away together to Oklahoma.
The musical. No, I
Trivia,
Not
the
just
only
the win.
show Jacob York has ever gotten fired from.
Truth.
you got fired from a show?
In college.
What
yes.
happened?
He didn't like Oklahoma enough. And they're like, out.
showed up late to I think it was 2 rehearsals. But the problem was there was a dancer in the show who was constantly fucking late. And the director hated him, but he needed him because he could do flips and shit.
He could do flips?
Yeah. So I came in and I came in late on the second day and he was like, sorry, you're fired.
Wow.
And,
did you do a flip right in front of him to piss him off? You're like, I'm fired?
No, I did not. And I went back and I did tech for that show to show everyone that I wasn't an asshole, but only 2 of the people that were in that show were still acting, and I'm the professional actor, so I'm the winner and also still an asshole. Suck my dick, Norm Wergler.
Norm Wergler.
Did you just make that up?
No, that's his name. That's that idiot's name.
That's like a D&D villain name.
Norman Wergler. Well, that's like
We're sorry, Norman. We know you're listening.
that's Pokey's dad from Earthbound. Pokey Wergler.
I mean, I thought you were making a Gumby cut. I was like, man, Jacob's going real deep on this Gumby cut. Pokey's dad? I never saw that episode.
Jacob's going ham on that Pokey.
Yeah, I thought this was better than NBA Jam. I know that's crazy, but I thought it was better.
Well,
I thought it was better designed, and it was like they actually like put effort into this game. Like, not to say that
Okay. What the fuck?
NBA Jam is a fun game, but it just seems like, well, here's a basketball game, and here's some basketball players, you know.
NBA Jam was revolutionary at the time. This is not the NBA Jam podcast, but if it was the NBA Jam podcast and I was on it,
No, I agree.
These are the points that I would be making.
Okay, let me rephrase it then. If I went over to your house and you're like, I have these two games, which one do you want to play? NBA Jam or Metal Warriors? I'm going Metal Warriors 100% of the time.
I totally believe that, but I don't think that that's necessarily because Metal Warriors is a better game. I think it's because of your predilection towards robots fighting rather than men playing basketball.
Yeah, but this is my ranking, so
Of course.
I could put it where I want.
Yeah, you can, but it's I don't know, but it's not. I don't know. I think that.
I'm not
for the list, for the objective list, which is obviously gospel.
Yeah, well, clearly.
Well,
Obviously. I don't know. I have a hard time.
Based on our 40-minute conversation.
Yeah.
You didn't play this game.
Based on listening
Let's just
to you guys talk
reinforce.
about-
You did not play this
absolutely.
game.
I did not play this game, but I think that there's, I don't know. I think if you were to ask 100 people, a cross section.
if you were to Family Feud this shit,
Yeah.
ask 100 people.
If you were to Family Feud, like there's no Metal Warriors isn't even a blip on the map, and I think I don't know. We've heard of most of the great SNES games.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I've never heard of it. I'd never seen the art before. Like this game just 100% missed me.
Yeah.
I know my brother did say it was very rare. Like it's expensive. It was an expensive game for him to collect when he was doing his SNES collection.
Is that a question for later?
It is.
I did not look up the price.
It is a question
I
for
just know
later.
it's
Ooh,
rare.
That's exciting.
I absolutely think it deserves to be on the list. I might put it in the 50s. I think 33 is just a little high, but it had a lot of
It sounds
unique
interesting.
elements. I just think maybe it's a little before its time. Maybe the technology. This would have been maybe a good PlayStation game to add in some extras, but on the SNES, it was just a little bit early for me to feel like it's a solid
Too ambitious.
mech. Yeah, it's too ambitious for the SNES.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I was impressed, obviously.
Yeah, no, and I understand. Well, the way that you guys are describing it, it is interesting, and the whole concept of being able to, like, when you said the thing about jumping out of the mechs, I was like, oh, wow, that's a whole different game.
Well, the first thing I thought was like, oh, wow, I didn't realize there was a game where you could do this before Titanfall. And it was just weird.
Yeah, you're right.
It was weird playing this so shortly after Titanfall came out because it was like, what the fuck? Why did I thought
this was special.
Right, exactly. I thought Titanfall was special. It's not.
Yeah.
Because normally you would just like, what I would expect is to choose your mech at the beginning of the level after getting enough credits to unlock it or something like that. That's standard. So being able to mid-level switch gears to the new mech is very good. It is ahead of its time.
And I think another reason I like this game so much is I'm really drawn to the way that they handled health and keeping track of it, and the fact that the screen isn't cluttered with all kinds of shit. It's just there. It kind of reminds me of Dead Space, the way Dead Space did. They didn't have a heads-up display. All your life was tracked based on the color of your spine on your armor. So it's like it's more immersive.
You saw just the small screen. It was all kept up everything in real time,
right?
As opposed to
it reminded me of that a little bit. I really did think they took pain to make sure that shit was right.
Yeah.
It was just. I wish I had the numbers on how many released because you're right. It's not a blip on the radar. Like I had never heard of this game. None of us had heard of this game. I don't know how many of our listeners had heard of it.
The only person that I've heard ever mention it was my brother whenever I brought it up. Like that was just because he's a collector. No other reason. So I don't know, maybe it was just regional releases, maybe. Like not a lot of copies got to Kentucky.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I also
They're all in
wonder
North Carolina.
I also wonder if that has something to do with its ranking on the list. In the same way that, like, I know that you liked eventually Gunstar Heroes, but I mean, I don't know. I remember us playing Gunstar Heroes early on and being like, I don't understand why this is so sought after. And I think that it's what came first. Like, is it expensive because it's good, or is it viewed as good because it's rare and thus expensive? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if it speaks to the quality. For this, I understand your point. For this list, I say probably.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean...
Because, obviously it's not going to make it this high on the list if it's just a piece of shit.
Right.
But if it's this high because it's like, oh, it's rare and it's interesting.
I think so. I really do. I think that has to do with its ranking in this list, is how rare it is. When you're a dude at IGN sitting down and making a list, you probably want to pepper it with shit that no one's heard of.
Sure.
I think it's one of those situations where it's and it's surprisingly good for a game that no one has heard of. I feel like that's why it's as high as it is.
Because and then I guess maybe if you go too far the other direction and then you're too obscure, like Hagane, which was one of the most, like, the rarest SNES titles because it was a Blockbuster exclusive. You couldn't buy it, you couldn't anything. You could only rent it from Blockbuster. So, like, of course no one's heard of that or played it because it's fucking tied up at Blockbuster.
Right.
So it's not on the list probably because of that. Despite the fact it's a decent game.
Yeah.
Is the official box art for that game a Blockbuster case? like did they even bother packaging it?
Photocopy in it.
Right. Did they even bother? They're like, you know what? Design team, we don't need you on this one.
Just take a pass.
I've got some achievements.
You got achievements? I've got one. Go for it.
I got two. The first one is American Gladiator.
Nice. I almost went to that well. I'm glad that you did.
Finished 3 levels as Nitro.
Nice.
And then the other one is Debbie Downer, which is you beat a level as the Dratch.
Okay.
Which Debbie Downer being Rachel Dratch.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got one that's called Suit Up, or alternate title. They're both awful. It really doesn't matter. Alternate title being whatever suits you. And in order to...
Whatever suits you's good.
Well, okay, we're going to go whatever suits you. It's because I feel like I pitched it better. I feel like I had more emotional attachment.
My strongest suit?
My strongest suit. That's fine too. That's fine. They're all three of them are bad.
Yeah, the second one was good. The second one was the best.
No. In order to unlock this achievement, you have to switch assault suits twice in a level.
Okay.
Question. Mm-hmm. Can you advance outside of the mech?
Okay. I don't know why I didn't make this an achievement because I thought about it when I was playing it. And I thought about, can I finish this level? Can I just, at the start of the level, just get out of the mech and just as a dude with a jetpack, just go through the whole level? So that's good. You came up with an achievement.
Man.
You didn't even play the game. What do we call it? Rocket Man?
Jetpack radio.
Naked and Scared?
I love all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I have a question. I have a question.
We're supposed to remind you something.
Yeah. I have a question.
Okay.
This is a game released by LucasArts. LucasArts, very, very well known, but also not. They're
now dead.
Now dead. Guys, what's your favorite LucasArts game?
Grim Fandango.
I've never played it. See, that's the problem. I've
never played it either. I've only watched it played in cinematic form, and it was great.
Yeah.
I've never watched it.
Yeah, me
so
either.
I can't count it. I hear it's great. I want to. I got to go with you. You might laugh at me. Jedi Knight 2.
Oh no, I get it.
I thought it was a solid.
Was that
first-person shooter
first person?
For the PC?
Yeah.
I just felt like it delivered. I didn't expect it to. I remember there's a lot of nostalgia behind that because I remember buying it. I remember being super excited that you get the melee first-person shooter with a lightsaber. So there's a lot of nostalgia going in. If I went back to play it now, I don't know. Probably not great, but I don't know.
Yeah.
How about you?
Sam and Max hit the road.
Yeah.
All the way.
I'm looking forward to getting to Sam and Max and the Great Steam Challenge.
I've never played any of those. I feel ashamed.
In Sam and Max hit the road, had a big hand in shaping my sense of humor. Had a very big hand in it.
Really?
Yeah. I love
Was that
that game.
the game
so
you
much.
found in your car when you cleaned it out in college?
Yes.
Because you hadn't cleaned out your car since like you were 16 and got it, and then we were in college. So your junior year, my freshman year.
It was I hadn't cleaned it out since I had left high school because my diploma was in there. My high school diploma was in there, which I threw away. So if anyone needs proof that I graduated from high school, I'm kind of fucked. I'm hoping that they think that I'm smart enough.
I hope that someone found it. And they hung it up on their wall.
I'm Jacob York. But the reason that I had it in my car is because it was one of the CDs that you could put into your CD player and skip over to the first track, because the first track was the game, and then the next 4 tracks were the songs from the game. So
nice. Okay. Confession: I did that with X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. That is really super nerdy to drive around on Paducah side roads listening to the soundtrack.
This is with your bass turned all the way up.
Oh yeah, you know. And you're making. Of course, I'm making noises. Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
Got a question for you. If you were to try to buy this game on Amazon, how much do you think you would pay for it? You said it's very rare. And this is a 2-player game. We'll do Price is Right style, so we got, I guess, those. Yep. Okay, guys, how much is this game? If you were to buy this game on Amazon right now, how much would you pay for it? Used.
Who goes first?
I'll go first. Okay. That's fine. But you say $1. Fuck you. $165.
Okay, Tyler's $165. Jacob, how much do you think this game is on Amazon?
$85.
$85.
Yeah.
The lowest price on Amazon for Metal Warriors at the time of this recording, used is actual retail value $250. That's how good this game is.
Man.
Whoa.
$250.
That's crazy expensive for this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you wouldn't pay it?
No. Even Earthbound is not that expensive.
And Earthbound, I've beaten, so you know it's good.
Yeah. You only play the best of games.
I do.
Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
I've got another important question. 2 of them, actually. They both have to do with a face. Let's just say your face. Okay. If you had to condense Metal Warriors down into a beard and put it on your face, what kind of beard would that be?
I would give it the beard of a great constructor of robots, amateur robots, Adam Savage.
Oh, okay.
It's an Adam Savage beard.
I like that beard. It's an Aquaman beard.
Yeah.
If you were to give this game a pair of glasses that just personified Metal Warriors, what kind of glasses would you give it?
I would have to give it a black pirate's eye patch, like the one worn by Barty in Xenogears.
Not Birdie.
Not Birdie.
Not Birdie from Lufia 2. Barty. His cousin.
Who had a giant robot.
That he stole.
Fucking Xenogear.
I can't get past the forest. I get in on disc 1. It's like in the beginning of the game. Every time I get to the forest, I'm like, I don't care about this game anymore.
It's just boring and masturbatory and pseudoscience and look at how interesting we're trying to be.
You have to kill God and angels, Jacob.
Fuck
but
off.
you can only kill God if you're God, and you can only... The graphics are really bad.
I tried. I played through disc 1 of that game, and I guess it was like disc 2, whatever. I put it in, and motherfucker sitting in a chair, and I was like, done.
They fucking called it in hard on disc 2. Yeah, it was like the fuck you at the end of Evangelion.
Oh, was it done as a fuck you like it was at the end of Evangelion?
I think they just straight up ran out of money and had to abbreviate to cut costs.
Because the story with Eva is they were like, we're done with this show. And creator was like, I'm going to fuck it up then. And just made the weirdest fucking ending in the world.
So you could tell, as opposed to animating it, you playing it, the characters then tell their side of the story in a rocking chair, in a black room.
I literally remember sitting in my freshman dorm playing that. And that moment coming on and saying "fuck this" and going outside.
It is shitty. The game deserved more than that. There's not a Xenogears 2, it's Xenosaga, because apparently the creator after Xenogears sold all the properties and didn't realize that they sold the licensing as well. It was it was disbanded along with the company.
So that guy was fired.
So so that's why they can't make a Xenogears 2 because of the licensing. So now Xenosaga.
Hey Bill. Where's Xenogears license?
Oh shit!
God. Did you need that?
Let's see, fuck, what's in Jacob's car? Lost his Xenogears, throw it. Just threw it out.
I'm not Bill, I'm Jacob York. I graduated from Marshall County High School. I don't know who you're looking for. Hey, I'm just freshly graduated. Who knows where Xenogears license is?
Don't mind this moldy diploma on my wall.
I always felt so safe in your car because there was so much garbage. There was literally so much garbage. I've always felt like if we got in a wreck, it was just gonna absorb all of the shock.
I remember Jacob coming ride with you. One of you can ride with me.
When in reality, what probably would have happened is it would have become like a whirling maelstrom of death.
Just paper cuts. You just come out and just bleeding.
Gave me magazines and Hardee's bags, just shredded to death.
I was super fat. In college internet. Heads up.
You weren't super fat.
I was pretty fucking fat, dude.
Fit now. You're looking good.
Thanks, bro.
Man, you've been blasting that
Jacob
core.
does look trim now.
I was pretty fat in college. But I carried it well. But
no one would have ever looked at you and said, "That guy's fat."
No one would have ever looked at me and said, "Jesus Christ, you weigh 270 fucking pounds. Fucking get outside, fatty."
Well, you are 6'2", so as opposed to me carrying 275, you carrying 275. You carry it off.
And listen, I don't want to, hey.
Too late. You already burned that bridge. There's no going back. You can't.
I'm not saying that anyone. I'm just saying me.
No, you too late.
I don't want that. I don't want that to be in the episode. I really don't want it to be in the episode.
If you weigh 275, Jacob thinks you were garbage.
Because it's hurtful. It's hurtful. I really don't want that to be in. It's hurtful.
Oh. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes or Stitcher. So don't miss the next episode. We're supposed to be talking about a crossover with Second Breakfast.
What?
Supposedly.
I just heard something about that, and I'm catching up on podcasts. So
we'll see if that happens. But we're supposed to.
Speaking of crossovers, I meant to mention this earlier. Sorry to interrupt, but it's important.
Is this another basketball thing?
It is a basket. I watched this thing called basketball the other night.
The INBA?
First time ever. The first round has been amazing this year, you guys.
And wow, man, that would have been great if I would just memorize, if I would have listened to that podcast you listened to, the basketball podcast.
The starters?
And just memorize something one of those guys said and just blew your fucking mind. Right?
You absolutely would have. Absolutely.
I was going to say, Jacob, since you haven't played this game and you've listened to us talk about it, I know you've got a deep interest in it. Mm-hmm. If you want to see it played, Paul Kluel of What's Paul Been.
What's Paul been
I always want to say what's Paul been playing. Doesn't it just roll off the tongue?
Yeah.
Paul, I've urged you to change the name.
What's the name of it?
What's Paul playing today?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Rebranding.
Here's the thing: is I think that it should either be What's Paul been playing or What's Paul playing. I don't think it should be What's Paul playing today.
Yeah.
We're
giving free advice.
What's Paul playing?
So you check out WPP.
WPP. What's Paul playing?
But don't do that because you won't find it. Instead, look for
What's Paul playing today.
We'll work with it.
Today, what's Paul playing? That's too many. It's just too. What's Paul playing today? That's not a title.
I always want to say what's Paul been playing. I don't know why.
I do always say.
I always want to say what's Paul been playing.
Yep.
It just I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from Kentucky, and that's maybe that's Kentucky talk.
Well, what you've been playing is
What you been playing, Paul?
What you've been playing is it rolls off the tongue. So I totally understand. So I will definitely go check
Paul,
out.
You don't have to change it.
What's Paul playing today?
Hey, Paul, what you playing? That's it.
This is the weirdest plug for his show. I feel like I'm really glad he's not paying for this. If you want to,
what's Paul been paying?
Not us. We don't make a set. We're not.
The sound of 3 gunshots.
He's got a gameplay video of this very rare game.
Awesome.
I suggest that you check it out.
Nice. It's lucky that he had it.
I mean, I don't know. Some people have a lot of money. Then there's us.
People have a lot of money.
I don't know.
The end.
What are you gonna do? I think I saw him on that episode. He was smoking $100 bill. He was smoking $100 bill.
Nothing inside of it. It's just
nothing.
A rolled up $100 bill.
Just another $100
bill.
He's coughing. There's nothing redeeming about it at all.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't not a smart move, but hey.
So next week we might have Second Breakfast getting revenge on us for us having them watch Batman and Robin. Now they'll get to watch The Goonies, and we'll play The Goonies 2.
Whew, I feel like the statutes of limitation on that. We don't owe them anything. It's been so long for them to retaliate.
That was like in the 90s, and now we're in the 30s, so it's been a while since we've teamed up with Second Breakfast.
Mm-hmm. But we want their listeners, so we'll do
true.
it.
Yep.
We'll do it. We'll fine.
While you're there, don't forget to subscribe. Give the 5-star rating to the show.
Give the 5-star
Take
rating.
the 5-star
Green Martian
rating.
Man.
Give it to the show. Write a review. If there's a game you want us to play, include that in the review, and we'll get to it eventually.
I thought we were going to get Jacob in on it.
Well, there's a lot of... I just feel like the eventually is like, it's just so... It's not a lot of strong language to end the episode. Write a 5-star rating. Give a suggestion. We'll get to it eventually. It's like it turns into like a bad NPR pitch there at the end for some reason.
We turn it down a notch.
Listen, we're trying to romance you, Internet. We just want those 5-star ratings, baby.
Look, I realize we said a lot of awful things today. We just need to...
We love you.
We got to roll it back in. I mean...
Make me so mad sometimes, but just give me those 5-star ratings.
We're all about to pass out from the heat.
Oh, yeah.
It's really
It's
hot in
warm
here.
in here.
It's really hot in here.
The smell of sweat and anger.
Ooh. Ooh. Mainly because I'm 275 pounds and I'm hurt.
It's not, I'm just, it's reflective of my poor self-esteem.
Don't worry, Internet. We'll be back next week. If you can't get enough TADPOG goodness, you can always find us at tadpog.com. That's where the show notes live. Check it out. Sometimes we put effort into it. Sometimes we don't. I don't know. It's a grab bag. Go on there and see what we did. You can also find us on Facebook. We are at facebook.com/TADPOG. I am on there as Green Martian Man. You can text me if you want, or you can send a Facebook message. I don't care. You want to put me on a Craigslist person, lad? Please don't. But there are a lot of cool people on Facebook doing a lot of cool shit. So come on over. Come on. We'll grill out. We'll have a good time. You can also find us on Twitter. We are at @TADPOG_podcast. It is cumbersome. I realize that. Jacob retweeted us for like the first time in forever. Thank you for doing that. I really appreciate that.
Of course.
We got a strong TADPOG army. Just retweeting. We are truly, Tyler. We are truly blessed.
It's true.
Hashtag.
Hashtag. I am having a heat stroke, I think.
Hashtag flash.
I don't think I can do podcast more.
But please, hash browns. Please.
Hash browns us at _BassPog.
You can call us if you want. Call us if you want. Operators are standing by. You can call us at 270-883-2555. Is that our phone number?
You nailed it.
When I give our phone number, I always feel like I'm in kindergarten and my teacher is asking me what my phone number is, and it's like all the other kids know their phone number, and I'm not sure that I do.
I memorized it specifically just in case you asked me.
Really?
Yeah, for today on the way
I blew
in.
that opportunity.
I sat down and I saw the number right there, and I was like, 883-2555. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't let them know. Don't look at it.
You want to tell them about our intro song then?
Of course, I would love to. The intro song is "Moves" by Sycamore Drive, who you guys have talked to on Facebook now.
Yeah, he seems pretty cool.
Yay,
He seems pretty cool. If you haven't listened to all of his music,
He didn't ask us to
Do it.
detach his name from our podcast, our filthy podcast.
But then again, he didn't plug it. But you guys have more fans than he does, right?
you know what? That really, we will at the end of the year when Blake gets us our millionth like.
Finally, that last person to click like, it'll be Blake.
But first,
unlike nah,
I have to help him. I have to help him defeat everybody before he'll do it.
it'll never happen.
Sure.
I'm standing strong on the other end. I'm going to gather an army. That's the other thing that I think would be interesting is the alliances in the Battle Royal. Like, who's on whose side. I feel like Sean Miller and I work together until like a rift happens, and then we're immediately at each other's throats.
What's the catalyst for that rift?
I don't know. I think it might be. I don't know. Like
Miller's like, "Don't kill that wolf," as you're like delivering the final uppercut.
Or Miller has that 21st beer, and then it's done.
It's over.
All bets are off.
His personality shifts, and it's done.
Because that's the problem, is that like beer is fueling him the entire time.
He's like Bender, so he finally
just goes over the edge. But I don't know. That's an interesting thing to think about, and definitely a thing that I want to sit down and like make a list of and write it all up. Fucking E-Fed style. Everyone will get the benefit of my time working as a professional wrestler in Barbed Wire City Wrestling.
Nice.
Do you have anything you want to plug before we shut this bitch down?
I will, I would like to plug my friend's theater company, the Weird Sisters Theater Project. You can find them on Facebook. Just search for Weird Sisters Theater Project. Or I'm posting about them fairly regularly. So if you like me on Facebook, jacob.york.actor, or you can just go to tinyurl.com/JacobYork, and you can find me there. But yeah, follow them. They're a theater company in Atlanta, and they're doing a lot of really great stuff. And I will be in one of their shows this summer, Late, a cowboy song by Sarah Rule. So that's the only thing that I can think of that I will be plugging. Oh, wait, hold on. No, the other thing that is very important. Hey, everyone, if you happen to be in the Atlanta area, this is way early, but I wrote a play. I wrote a play called Homers that is going to be in Georgia Ensemble Theater's season. It will be happening in February, so surely I will talk to you before then, Internet. But feel free, if you are in the Atlanta area and you want to go ahead and buy season tickets, you can go to get.org and you can read the blurb about my play, which is pretty exciting.
It's really exciting.
It is exciting.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but you wrote another one.
Yes.
And I hope that one is produced one day. It is really good.
We can talk about it. That's the second one. It's called Adultery for Beginners. If you know any theater producers, I would be happy to pass it along to them. It is currently in the running at a play festival right now. To potentially be produced somewhere. So that's really exciting.
I don't mean to toot our own horns or anything, but we almost exclusively have play producers listening to TADPOG.
So I'm really excited when Graves County Community Theater gets a hold of me. Mr. York, we would like to pay you $50.
They snap it. $50.
You could hear it on the other end, can't you? On the phone? Anyway.
Are you kidding? Paul's smoking $200 and you're giving me a fucking $50?
But those are all the things I have to plug.
Thank you for being on the show.
Hey, thank you guys for letting me hang out with you.
And thank you for keeping your energy level consistently at a 9. Unlike some other guest hosts.
Yeah.
No worries. And I think it's a really good thing to always be at a 9 because, always chipper and fun and nice.
I see an alliance dissolving before my eyes.
Yeah, Blake definitely has Josh on his side. Definitely. It's like the fucking Stand. It's like was a Mother Abigail or whatever. Blake is Randall Flagg. He looks cool in his fucking leather jacket hanging out in the Midwest, but I'm who you want to hang out with.
It'll be great when Blake hears this episode in 4 months when he drives somewhere long distance.
So until next time.
Tropical Capricorn.
Oh, that was melodic. I liked it.
Take off your shirt, Tyler.
Take off your shirt. Take off your shirt. Take off your shirt. Why aren't you taking off your shirt? Take off your shirt.